In my day job, I have a pair of 24-inch screens, but the far edges are too far apart, causing me to have to keep turning my head, and those damn bezels are right in the prime spot directly in front of me. LG unveiled some 21:9 ultra-wide displays at CES a year ago. At the time of writing, you can get them in 25, 27, 29 and even 34-inch sizes. So for the last 6 months, my daily driver has been this LG UN97C 34-inch curved panel. I've always maintained that curved TVs are pointless as they're too far away to offer any real benefit, but on a monitor, which is a personal device and sits much closer to you, it makes a lot more sense, especially the larger or rather wider the screen becomes, as the distance between your eyes and the centre versus the edges starts to become significant. In use, I don't notice the curve. The screen appears straight and the edges don't seem as far away as the size of the monitor would suggest, which would require my eyes to keep refocusing, but that's the whole point. Ergonomically, it works really well. The stand, which is a nice polished metal piece, does offer some limited tilt, but annoyingly it's not height adjustable. I'm using this arm, which can take the monitor's not inconsiderable near on 20-pound weight, something to note if you do go shopping for a VESA stand. The on-screen menus are handled using a single button underneath the centre of the screen, which also acts as a joystick. Pulling it towards you moves your selection down, pushing it away moves your selection up. The most common task I'll use it for is switching inputs, which is a little fiddly. Input switching should have a dedicated button in my opinion. Connectivity-wise, you get a single display port, a pair of HDMI inputs, and Mac users rejoice because you get a Thunderbolt port with pass-through as well. There's also a built-in 2-port USB hub. However, unlike an Apple Cinema display, this is not fed from the Thunderbolt input. You have to plug in a USB feed separately. The Thunderbolt ports and colour-accurate display suggest Mac users were probably the primary target for this screen as opposed to gamers, who should note that this monitor does not support FreeSync or G-Sync technologies. The refresh rate also tops out at a mere 60 Hz, but if gaming is your primary focus, there are ultra-wide models by other manufacturers that address these issues. But don't let these complaints suggest that I don't like this monitor. Quite to the contrary, I love it, and the panel itself is gorgeous. It's an IPS unit, so you get great colour, contrast and viewing angles, although the response time is a few milliseconds slower than the cheaper TN panels that are beloved by gamers everywhere. The smallest or cheapest superwides offer 25x60 by 1080 resolution, but the larger ones offer a more useful 3440 by 1440. Video editing is a joy, with a long but still detailed timeline easily visible. In fact, there's room for plenty more palettes. Development work feels much more efficient with a wide coding window next to a browser. But gaming is where this screen really shines, wrapping around you to really immerse you in the game. Just make sure your graphics card is up to it. While standard 1920 by 1080p gaming is basically 2 million pixels, and 2560 by 1440 gaming nearly doubles this to 3.7 million, a 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide increases the load on your graphics card by a further 35% to nearly 5 million pixels. But it's still easier to drive than the 8 million pixels you get on a 4K monitor, and my reference 980 Ti has no trouble keeping the frame rate up. Multi-monitor setups are dead to me now, and for that matter so is 4K. Unless it comes in ultra-wide. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Either way, leave me a comment and don't forget to subscribe.